Hello, welcome back. This is iSky429 here, and today, sorry about that. And today, I'm going to show you just a fun little prop that you can make at your home with just some food coloring and some water. Now, what we're going to be making is like maybe some props for a video that your friends are working on, and so what we have here is, you can make these whatever you want, and these are just some suggestions, but I made this to be a prop for my costume, or that I'm working on for PAX 2014, and it's a healing vial, so like a vial of medicine. And then, we have another one here, it's a vial of poison. So, what you're going to need for this project is some water, readily available, and just a couple of clear containers. And you're also going to need some food coloring. You can make them any color that you want, but if you're working on the same stuff that I'm making, I'd use green and some red. So, let's get started. Before we get started, let's talk safety. Now, there's no dangerous materials that we're working with, simply just some water and food coloring. But it does taste kind of icky, especially this poison. So, first, get yourself some paper towels. This food coloring will stain your countertops, and that's bad. I actually made some mistakes when I was first making this. Now, what else you're going to need, I almost forgot, is just a small thing of water, just plain water, some salt, and some sugar. It doesn't matter which one, or it doesn't matter which type. And just keep an extra paper towel just in case. To kick things off, let's start by filling your cups, or whatever you're using. I use this for the poison. And fill them up with water. I just use some sink water. It doesn't really matter if it's filtered or not. Now, what you need to do for the red, and it completely and utterly depends on how much water you put in each container. So, for a container about this size, maybe like a small cup or something, I'd put about 5 drops in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put as much drops as you want in it. It just depends on how dark you want it. Now take a small tablespoon. I'll just pull one out of here and stir it around. I think I want to make it just a bit darker, so I'll add a couple more drops in. Put your dye away and stir up. You'll start to get this nice, rich, dark red color. And again, it's okay to lick the spoon. This is not toxic. Now, for a smaller container, I'd put in way less drops. So, just about that much. And again, it depends on how much you're willing to put in. I think I already put in too much. Just saying. Now, let's put your spoon aside. And now, let's empty out these. Now, before we start mixing in our little concoctions here, I'm going to show you how to carefully, or not carefully, but efficiently empty out your vials or whatever you're using. If you're using these, this is what you do. You simply, now I want to turn my camera, but I don't want to mess anything up. So, what you do is, simply put them in to the sink, just dump them in. Okay, doesn't matter how you do it. Just dump them in. Okay. Just squeeze them out. Okay, that's simple. Now you see there's a bit in the top where the squeezer can't get to, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. Oops, I dropped something. So this is where your clear water comes into. At any time do you want to empty out your vials, make sure to get just a bit of clear water in and empty out in the sink again. Do this a couple times. That's done. We got 2 clean vials. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to add kind of the bread and butter of this whole mix. Now, you could just leave it as water, plain water with some food coloring in it, but I kind of wanted to make it go a little bit further to add that extra taste of medicine and poison. So, what you do is you take some normal sugar. Doesn't matter which type of sugar it is. You just take some sugar. I'm going to move over this side here. Move some stuff out of the way. And what you do is take your little spoon. Now it depends on which size spoon you're using. I'm using a fairly large spoon, so I won't take that much. And you put in a couple tablespoons full of sugar in there. Make sure to wash it off. Now this is where your extra towel comes in handy when you need to like dry something off, because if you just put a wet spoon in a bag of sugar, you're gonna have some problems. That's 1 and 2. Now stir it around fairly well. Make sure there's no crunchy, like I don't know if you can hear that, but make sure there's no sugar sitting at the bottom. That'd be bad. You want all the sugar to dissipate in the cup of liquid. Now, you can taste test it. Again, it's not toxic. Make sure if that's the amount you want. Now, I'd suggest letting it sit for a while to let all the sugar dissolve within the cup of water. Now, we're going to take some salt and we're going to mix up the poison. So what you do, and make sure that you're over a nice clean area. I'd suggest doing this over the sink, but since I'm lazy, I'm going to do it right here. And just, you don't have to fill up the entire spoon. Just about halfway will work. And dump it in. Now, since this is such a small container, I'm not going to do any more than that because I think that was already too much. Make sure none spills out when you're working. You can use a smaller spoon if you want to. Now, again, it's not toxic, but it sure is disgusting, and that's why it's called poison. So, I'd suggest not taste testing this one. If you want to, that's completely your decision. Now, you can put your spoon in your clean water. It doesn't really matter. I'm doing that just so it cleans off. Now we have our poison with salt in it, and our medicine with sugar in it. And because we put, and the reason we put salt and sugar in it is to give it that kind of extra feeling for props or costumes. Sorry, that was kind of loud. For props or costumes is because it gives that extra feel that it's real. I mean, obviously, poison's not real, or else I'd be dead right now. But it definitely gives that extra feel, which is why I think this is a fun prop to do and make some videos with. I hope I helped in any way. I hope this was fun for you to do. And the last thing to do, obviously, is to fill up your vials with the poison and the healing medicine, whatever you want to call it. And make sure none leaks out at the tip. If you don't know what I just did, I was making sure nothing leaked out when I sucked it all up. So, just wipe the tip a little bit. And now it's completely clean, and you can put it in your costume or your movie and have a great time. This has been IceGuy429 with another tutorial. Goodbye.